practice of drawing different shapes, and there's lots of different ways to draw shapes in Illustrator, and we'll get to the more advanced ways later for our next project. But for right now, we're just going to practice with basic shapes. So we're going to go into our shape layer. So if you notice, this is the layer that's highlighted. And we're going to follow along and try to recreate the shapes that you see on the left. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, which is here on the toolbar, because it's telling me to use that. And then I'm going to be drawing on top of the dotted lines. So I'm going to go from the left corner at the top all the way down to the bottom right. Okay. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you can, if you want to hide some of the dotted lines. Okay. We're going to go ahead and copy this by holding the Option key, dragging, adding the Shift key, and placing it down on top of the next shape. And I'm simply going to just put my mouse on top of one of these dots and drag it in until I get to the same size or shape as the one below. You can turn off your fill color if you want to, so that you can see when you need to stop. And then go ahead and turn on the fill, and now you're left with your shape. Again, you can stretch it out just a teeny bit if you want to cover up the red lines. So what that's doing is it's basically moving the corners at the same time. But sometimes you can adjust just one corner. So let's take from the original again, holding Option, dragging down, adding Shift to our selection of keys. And instead of dragging it immediately towards the center, I'm going to go ahead and grab one corner by clicking on it and moving it down. And what that's going to do is it's going to only affect the one corner that I clicked on. It deactivates the dot, or I should say it activates this dot all by itself, and then you can adjust it if you want to move it down. All right, let's go ahead and grab the ellipse tool. The ellipse tool needs to be placed in the center of this dotted circle, and you'll know that it's centered because it's going to tell you the word centered. We need to hold Option down and Shift and drag out. What the Option key is doing is it's keeping it centered from the middle. The Shift key is keeping it from changing its shape, and it's keeping it more secure, so it'll protect the shape better. Next is going to be the polygonal tool. And the way the polygonal tool works is that you can have multiple sides, and as you are going up and down with your arrows, you're either taking away sides or you're adding sides. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in the center. I'm going to drag out holding my Option key. Actually, just drag it out first. Go down until you get to 3 sides. Now hold Option and Shift, and that will center it for you and keep it so that the point of the triangle is exactly pointed upward. Same tool this time, put it in the center, but in case we were at 3 sides, we're going to increase 1, 2 to get 5. Hold Option and Shift, and it will make it pointed and lined up. Your finished assignment should look exactly like this. You're going to go ahead and save as, save to your computer, save to downloads, and after you save it to downloads, you can go ahead and turn it in on Illustrator.